Why do we come and practice meditation? The main goal is to make free from all suffering. This is the purpose of practicing meditation. As we all know, because of having existences, because of having body, we suffer. Suffering arises not because of anybody, just because of our own existences. Suffering and existence, they come together. That's why if we want to find the real cause, it is our own existence. So we all want freedom. Do you want freedom?
Yes.
What is freedom?
Free from
suffering.
Free from hatred.
So we all want freedom. Almost all the people in the world, they ask freedom from others. True?
Yes.
Can we ask our freedom from anybody?
No.
So freedom cannot be asked from anybody. Freedom is within, not from outside. That's why what I want to tell all of you is to develop freedom. That freedom cannot be asked from anybody. Nobody can grant you any freedom. In my life, I interest very much how to live freely and how to develop freedom of mind. You all need to know too. You all want freedom. There are two ways we can make freedom. One is by removing all the defilements. This is the utmost goal. Before we can remove our defilements, we need to develop freedom of mind, understanding how to do it. Otherwise, we will suffer wherever we are, in whichever condition. Because we cannot fulfill all our desire. Nobody can fulfill our desire too. That's why to fulfill our desire is not a way to freedom, just the way to suffering. If you want freedom, we need to know how to do it. Freedom is within, freedom is not from outside. If you want freedom, you need to tame within. Please don't ask from anybody. Let me ask you a question. When you are angry, have you freedom?
No.
Anger makes you having no freedom. Right?
Yeah.
What is the cause? Your defilement. Okay? Anger is the cause. So if you are angry, at that time, when the anger comes up to the surface of the mind, at that time, you need to look at it. Instead of participating with it, you should let go. You should let go. Anger is not yours. Anger is anger. Okay? Because you have anger, that's why anger may comes up to the surface of the mind when there is condition. Right?
Yes.
If there is conditions, a certain types of defilements will come up to the surface of the mind. This is what we can't avoid. This is what will be because of having them. Only when we all remove all the defilements without remainder, the same complaint, the same action that we have experienced before from outside, it cannot function for you. It becomes neutral for you because of having no defilements at all. That's why you have anger. That's why when there is conditions, you may be angry. But we can develop freedom of mind even when we are angry. Without welcoming, without grasping hold, anger is yours. Just looking at it as it is. If you see someone who is angry very much, do you like?
No.
So when you feel angry, please look at him as an outsider. Okay? So if you don't like, you will not participate with it. So if you don't participate, it will stop. That's why at the time, if you can stop it or if you can let go, you can develop peace of mind, you can develop calmness of mind, you can maintain freedom of mind. Not because of others, just because you welcome. You are happy with it. Do you agree? You are happy with anger? Yes, truly. Because you participate, wrongly understanding as yours. If we have no right view, we cannot develop peace of mind. Wrong view means holding anger as yours. Anger is not ours. Anger is anger. Pride is not ours. Pride is pride. When you are feeling pride, when you are feeling proud of yourself, have you freedom?
No.
When you are complaining others, have you freedom?
No.
When you are blaming others, have you freedom?
No.
So, freedom is within. Freedom is where you have to develop within. Where freedom is not what you have to ask from anybody. Wherever you are, even you are kept into prison, you can develop freedom of mind. True? They can keep you into the prison. So there are two types of freedom: physically and mentally. Okay? Someone who is in prison, physically he or she has no freedom. But if he don't accept any other things mentally, and if we maintain freedom of mind, peace of mind, calmness of mind, he can be the one who is with freedom. True? That's why you all need to understand what is freedom. Freedom is what you can do anywhere in whichever condition. That's why please don't ask from anybody. So this is what I emphasize in my life. In whichever condition, whatever they do, if I don't accept, if I don't welcome, and if I don't participate, they cannot influence me. Someone influences us just because we welcome, we participate, we grab hold, we feel it. Don't feel. Okay? Don't feel it. If you feel, you will feel. If you feel, you will suffer. Okay? Participating means you are getting involved with it. You let occupy your mind with someone, something. Don't let occupy your mind with anything which can make you have no freedom. You get what I mean? Yes. Don't let occupy anything which can make you have no freedom. We have no freedom because we let occupy our mind with something what we don't want. Hong Kong Siali? True? You agree?
But then, freedom is a very high target. So the Nibbana is freedom, right?
Yeah.
We are going for this target now.
Yes.
But at least we need a little bit relative freedom.
Yes.
In order to get the big freedom.
Yes, yes.
Right?
For that reason, I'm now giving suggestion. You need to understand what is freedom. You need to know how to develop that freedom. Only then you can be anywhere the way you need to do. Okay? So, emphasize on what you need to do. And think about how to develop freedom of mind within. Only then it will be good for all of you. You all understand? Yes.
When we in contact together and we have a freedom, when we allow they occupy a lot and many time, and how can we at that time like it's not so the development arrives so fast.
That's why you need investment. You need payment for your freedom. Can you give that payment? There is a payment for freedom. It is mindfulness. Okay? If you want freedom, you need payment for it. It is heedfulness, mindfulness. Always be mindful what is happening in your mind. If you can look at your mind, if you can catch in time, you can quickly let go. But you need to practice practically. You need to take time. This is what I have spent a lot of time to understand. Stay trying. Stay trying. If we are heedless, we suffer. That's why quickly you mean quickly. You let your mind is occupied with something because you are unmindful at that time. If you want freedom of mind, you need to be very mindful. You need to be very mindful. That's why you should keep interest on your mind only, nothing else. If you keep interest on yourself, there is nothing important for you to do. Because people interest other things. Because people interest other actions instead of their mind. Because of this reason, they are heedless all the time. They cannot solve the problem. They cannot maintain the peace of mind. They cannot maintain calmness of the mind. They suffer a lot. That's why if you want to develop, and if you want real progress, you need to keep interest your mind. You need to be mindful all the time. This is the most important thing to do in life. Please don't interest any other thing. If you can maintain your peace of mind, you can practice meditation well. If you can't maintain peace of mind, you cannot practice meditation. So peace of mind, freedom of mind is for the development of our practice. Please don't disturb oneself. Please help oneself. Do know how to help oneself. Do know how not to participate with.
Okay. Does that mean that like during daily life when we are walking, peanut buttering and doing things, are we supposed to be practicing whatever we are practicing during that period of time in terms of the course? Or is it more important actually to be mindful of what's going on in our mind?
Out of meditation time, we need to be mindful all the time what our mind is instructing us. The time we are practicing also, sometimes we need to be mindful. The time we are well focusing on the object, so everything is okay. Sometimes the time we are focusing on the object, instead of focusing, we are thinking much about what we have experienced before. At that time, please do mindful, not to participate, and let go and develop peace of mind and continue your meditation practice.
It's easy when one is developing concentration because the focusing on that is easier. But if you're doing from rupa onward, it's actually quite difficult to do it in daily life unless you're actually not interacting with anything. So are we supposed to be doing those, or should we be more focused on just observing our mind?
Actually, those who can practice ultimate mentality, materiality, they have a better object than those who are developing concentration. If you can penetrate the ultimate mentality and materiality, when you are walking, also you should try to pay attention to the rising and perishing of the ultimate mentality or materiality as you can. So before you start walking, you should develop standing somewhere. Only then you should start. But your walking should be steady, not too quickly, not too slowly. Only then you can. Sometimes closing your eyes, sometimes half closed. Sometimes if you need to open your eyes, you need to open your eyes. In this way you should try. You have better object than those who are starting their samatha meditation.
Better object?
Better object, because if you can see ultimate materiality, you can pay attention there as rupa. This is rupa. That's why you have better object than others.
In daily life, sometimes I difficult mindful in one object, and I usually mindful and play comprehension with all of my body. But my duty here, if I in difficulty, I mindful in all of my body and with clear comprehension. It's attached to it's like I back to my object. When I go back to my object, I have a concentration.
Always be mindful. Always be mindful. If your mind wanders, and quickly focus back, but gently focus back, without forcing. If you force yourself, you cannot adjust your mind. Wanders more. You cannot make your mind calm too. Accept whatever happens while walking or while sitting without participating. Okay? Without participating, you need to accept.
You were mentioning that building the interest in your own self. I was thinking about this. If everyone just have the interest on themselves, and will it be one day slowly they become very self-centered, and then it will be create another department of being very self-centered?
If you keep interest your mind more and more, you become a very open-minded person. Because you understand more and more who you are, what you are,
Yes.
what is your weakness, what is your strong point. So you understand more and more about your life. You understand more and more about others. No self-centered. You are very open about it.
Pa-Auk, can you give us some advice on how to become a better ordained person from...
Keep interest your mind. Keep interest your mind. In other words, what I used to say, quoting the words of the Buddha.
Mind.
Be skillful reading the habits of your own mind. Okay? If you are not being skillful reading the habits of others' mind, Buddha said it doesn't matter. But be skillful reading the habits of your own mind. It is for your liberation.
How?
Okay?
How to be skillful?
Always do know what your mind is telling you to do. And do
You have
what
to
you should.
Analyze your mind, kusala, akusala,
Yeah.
all the time.
Do what you should do.
How we should do? How we should do?
It's very difficult one day.
No, what is good,
Sometimes
do.
we
What
have
is
analyze.
what is bad, please don't do. But if you keep doing what your mind is telling, you become skillful. You know what to do and what not to do. In time.
For example, we help other people. This is kusala.
Yeah.
By helping other people, you involve more and more, and other things you have to
You
know.
need to know
solve,
your
and then-
measurement. You need to know your measure. Helping is good, but you need to know the right time. You need to know your measure. If you don't know your measure, you cannot do.
Then the limit, the measure
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
limit,
yeah.
how far you can help,
Yes.
how far you should stop.
Yes. If your body tattva, you have no limit. You can do. Okay.
But we like to request you, if it is possible, before you go, can you give us some Dhamma talk?
What I have given today is good enough for all of you.
Only
You need to.
beginning only,
You
but
need
then
to practice practically what I have instructed you all. Because this is what you can do practically, this is what you need to do practically. Taking time by being mindful. This is what we have to do in our daily life until we die. Because if we can't remove all the defilements at all, completely, we need to do this thing. Otherwise, we will suffer a lot. If we don't know what is freedom, we will suffer wherever we are. Even it is in the good condition, even it is in the good environment. Because we don't understand what our mind is instructing us. We want to fulfill all the desire, all the instruction given by the mind. That's why we need to understand what is freedom, how to develop freedom, how to maintain it. Be with it. Don't be with anything. Okay? Peace of mind, calmness of mind, freedom of mind is the most important thing that we need to develop. If you can develop reasonably, understanding, it is the way leading to make liberation. The more you understand your mind, the more you will be on the way to make a learn of suffering. You understand more, the more you know your mind, the more you know what to do in your life. Many things, unnecessary things, we are doing because of not understanding our mind. When we know your mind, you know your measure, you know your limit, you know what to do, you know what not to do. You improve a lot. This is what you will experience through practicing every day. This is true. This is the truth.
Theodore, how to be not a slave of feeling effectively? Because when a bad karma already ripen at the point of time, and the feeling is so strong, and your mind is so weak, it's hard for you to transform to kusala mind.
Accept understanding the law of karma. Accept it without participating. These two words. You need to understand these two words. Accept without participating.
Accept the ripen of it and not to participate.
Yeah.
Like vipassana, when you see this writing, touching, whatever is
But
around.
sometimes you are like very intoxicated at that point of time. You can't have
Because
the
you feel it.
mindfulness not to
Because you feel it. You participate it. You're grasping hold as yours. Without participating means without holding as yours. Just as
Look at it.
cause and condition. Cause and condition.
How can I maintain my concentration when I feel vipassana? Concentration not stable and begin to be difficult.
It is, I think, because you don't develop the concentration before you practice vipassana.
But it's very stable. I finish 10 vipassana, it's very stable. But when I came to vipassana, it's sometimes I don't have the experience.
Something is wrong with you.
Yeah.
The time you develop concentration is strong. When you continue vipassana helps samatha. Samatha helps vipassana. When meditators practice vipassana, samatha becomes stronger. So you need to develop concentration before you start vipassana. Some meditators, they don't do this way. Because of this reason, their concentration falls weak. Concentration is your foundation. Every time you need to develop it first. Only then you should continue.
Before when I develop concentration, I think for a long time. So when I came to vipassana, before I become, I just not in some short time, maybe 10 minutes. So like that, I also my concentration.
Another thing, the time you practice vipassana, you have no wise attention. Because of this reason, it causes concentration weak. When you practice vipassana, you need to be mindful, natural way, without forcing, without putting much effort. If you put much effort, because of this unwise attention and excessive effort, your concentration falls weak. Okay? So you should depends on your concentration, and you should mindfully, wisely pay attention vipassana object. If you do so, your concentration deeper and deeper, stronger and stronger. Unwise attention and wise attention are very different. The main cause is because of having no wise attention and because of excessive effort.
It's a little bit low bias.
Low bias, and also because of old habit. old habit. Everybody has this habit, putting too much effort in whichever they do. In meditation they cannot do. They should not do. So develop it also because of having no calmness of mind. That's why peace of mind, calmness of mind is what we have to maintain. Otherwise, our mind state disturb or disrupt our meditation. That's why every time, in whichever condition, keep interest to maintain calmness of mind, peace of mind, freedom of mind. So if you want freedom, you must think all the time about what is freedom. Otherwise, you will not understand what is freedom. You don't know how to maintain. You don't know how to develop. If you want in freedom, since morning, please think about freedom. Okay? This is what I'm always doing now. I want freedom.
Mindfulness. I want mindfulness first.
Yeah.
In order to get freedom, you have to be mindful.
So if you want freedom, you become mindful. The time you are heedless, you have no freedom. You are kept into something. Okay? You get involved with something. You participate with something. Make you suffer. That's why, if you think about freedom, you will be mindful. That's why always ask, what is freedom? What is freedom?
Nibbana is freedom.
Yes, this is the utmost goal. Before it. If you have removed all the defilements, you don't need to think about what is freedom. Freedom is with you all the time. So now, we have defilements, that's why we need freedom. We need to know how to do it. Asking for this freedom, how to maintain it, how to be mindful. If you are heedless, at that time you have no freedom. Okay? So when you know what is freedom and right, truth and freedom go together. Someone who do right, someone who do something true, is someone who has freedom. That's why if you want freedom, you need to do right things. If you don't do right things, you have no freedom. That's why, what is freedom? Is it with me? Or not with me? Please ask. And let go. Whatever you need to let go. Maintain calmness of the mind.
When I know it's quite easy, but some days I don't have to talk out to communicate.
That's why please be mindful what to do and what not to do. On the way to develop peace of mind and calmness of mind, develop freedom of mind, we need to avoid doing many things. Try to be alone as much as you can. If you are going to get involved with some other things, please make a decision. I will do just good things and for the good of oneself, for the good of others. I will not disturb anybody in my life. With this intention, please communicate with others. I will not disturb anybody. I am the one who must be the one who will help others. Who do for the good of oneself and others. With this decision, if you do, so you can do many things, but as I told you, you need your limit. According to our ability, only we should do. What is our ability? It is our limit. If we do beyond our limit, we encounter many problems, many things what we don't want.
If I can sit in my room, someone don't like And they want to communicate.
Now I told all of you, that's why please help one another. So please don't get involved much. Do what you have to do. Only when really in need, every time please communicate one another. Only then it will be good for ordained life. Ordained persons are those who should develop solitude physically and mentally. Otherwise, there is no peace of ordained life. Happiness of ordained life depends on bodily and mentally solitude. I don't want to do many things. Most of the time I want to be alone. Because I see the danger. I see the fault of communicating with others. Singapore they are coming to offer the Buddha.
Okay. Quick question. Sometimes when we don't have enough Dhamma, we need the help of a Kalyanamitta. But how do I know whether I'm disturbing people, or sometimes we really need people help from people who are more experienced, need a little bit of advice or a little bit of guidance. Is that a form of disturbance?
No. I'm happy to share the Dhamma. I'm the one who's very happy, but I'm the one who don't happy to talk about any other thing. So if he ask me about the Dhamma, I'm happy. But according to the condition, and the right place and right condition, it's very important to discuss about the Dhamma. Otherwise, it is very difficult. But I have today offer one CD to the Sri Lankan nuns. There are two talks. How to lead a worthy life. This is what I've given in Singapore. You all will appreciate it. Please listen. Another one, who is wrong? What I've given in Latvia. See? So you will see who is wrong. Okay, time right?
Okay.